Go, go, go. Welcome back to the Acoustic Shop channel. I am John. Hey guys, it is New Guitar Thursday. Cannonball! Hey guys, welcome to Takeover Tuesday. I am Jeremy at the Acoustic Shop in Springfield, Missouri, and this is a very special Tuesday, guys. We had Gibson actually set their launch date to be on Tuesday so that I could do the Takeover Tuesday. This is the mandolin. We've been waiting on mandolins for about almost 2 years now. Gibson kind of put a stop on all new orders, said they had something new coming, something fresh in 2023, and then originally it was going to be released on July 9. Production delays pushed that back a little bit further. Finally, we got them to agree to let us take them to the IBMA World of Bluegrass, which, if you're going to release mandolins, why not be at the biggest event in bluegrass music? And that's the World of Bluegrass convention in Raleigh, North Carolina. We got them to send us some of the brand new mandolins. We got the new F5G, and it is a complete redo of the F5G, one of the most iconic mandolins from Gibson, and also the 1923 Master Model reissue. And we're going to talk about some of the specs. We've had to keep it under wraps, except for at the show for a while now, but today is the official release date. And we're going to unbox a couple of mandolins that we got in that haven't been taken out yet. I think Trent actually took these out, took photos, but I have not seen these mandolins yet. And then also, we got the two that we brought to the IBMA convention. So before we get to all that, if you're brand new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And also let us know where you're watching from. We got Janelle back there monitoring all the comments, and she's mic'd up so she can read those off to me and let me know what you guys are saying and questions you're asking. I know Greenfin already started us off with some really good question on tremolo and what the secret is to tremolo or tremolo. I think that's the more important question. Is it tremolo? Is it tremolo? You decide. I guess it depends on your dialect. But yeah, tremolo, is there any secret to it? We can discuss some of the things that I found that work a little bit better and some of the struggles of making it sound good. But Janelle, we got anybody, where are they watching from?
We got lots of people watching. We have Santa Cruz, New York.
All right.
Oh, sorry, I lost track. There's a whole bunch in here already. People are excited for the mandolins.
Yes, you guys, we're calling this Gibson Week here at the shop, where Hinckley came in today and said, Happy Gibson Day, everybody. So it's actually the Gibson Day, and it's Gibson Week, because we've got so much content. We did get those mandolins about a week before we went to IBMA in North Carolina and filmed a full review of both the 1923 Master Model reissue and the new F5G with all the new specs that are in that. Gave our opinions, gave our rating on it. We're going to be releasing those throughout the week. We're kind of doing a drip thing. We also, at the IBMA show, we had first reactions by some of the top players in bluegrass music. It was a really big hit at the show. We had the Gibson Wall in our booth, and Sam Bush stopped by, but we had a whole bunch of other really good mandolin players stop by, and we kind of filmed their first reactions of both mandolins, so we're going to release that this week as well, and then just a whole bunch of content. Today we put out our first, our 10 biggest surprises on the new Gibson mandolin, so check that out on YouTube. It's 10 things that surprised us about both models. Before we jump into those, I know that's the thing we're kind of focusing on. Greenfin was asking about tremolo. He did find that I did a kind of a instructional video on YouTube about my suggestions for that. Another cool thing, guys, we just got in new grommets. We're going to put rubber grommets on all of our mandolins. And some of you ask, why are those there? Does it matter where they're spaced? Because we can make it look like it's some kind of really cool pattern here. The main reason that they are there is the overtones you get from the strings behind the bridge. I think we got one up here without any of those grommets on it. If I can reach it, I'm short. Oh, I can't. All right, they've already grommeted all the mandolins. Here's one. So one thing you run across when you're playing mandolin, and it's really bad in the studio. Like in the studio, I have to put tape on both the headstock side and also the tailpiece. But you get this like, it's like this overtone. It probably doesn't really show up on the camera very much, but when you're playing it in person, you just hear this ching, ching, ching. Basically all the vibration that the mandolin is producing with the side of the strings that you want to hear, especially in that chop, they're kind of resonating on these strings. And you know what's probably not as bad as on this? They got the James tailpiece that already has the grommets built into that. I think that's probably why they didn't do that. But you can still hear that chinging sound of those strings on the back side of the bridge. Somebody discovered that you could use wire grommets for that to kind of supersede that and to stop them from vibrating. And I've been using those for years. We finally sourced a place where we can get a big batch of those, so we're going to start putting those on all of our mandolins because I think it makes a really big difference. You don't hear any of that. It's just dead, and that gives a real full. Yes, Janelle, we have a question about grommets?
So we have a question about mandolins.
You can make a smiley face too. All right, what is the question on mandolins?
Are there only 2 models for Gibson now? Will they be doing the F9 still?
Okay, the official news is right now there are only 2 models going to be made, and that is part of the restructuring of Gibson. They went through, and obviously if you had like a pie chart of Gibson, you got Gibson, like this big pie, and this tiny little sliver over here is the mandolins, but then you got a huge chunk of it would be their electric and custom build stuff. And then acoustics up in Montana, acoustic guitars is a big chunk. Mandolins, even though it was the actual origin story of Gibson, is such a small segment because the mandolin market in general is very small. Producing mandolins is a time-consuming and expensive thing to do. That's why there's just not that many mandolin options. Look who's joining us, guys.
Am I late?
John's late.
Am I late?
He had to stop for lunch on the way over here.
No, yes, no.
The mandolins, they finally got around to that small sliver of their overall Gibson rebranding, and they said, all right, guys, we've got too many models out right now. That's creating a bottleneck in production because they did have signature models that had custom. You could customize just about anything you wanted, but that just kind of created these bottlenecks on getting these out. So we were like 2 years, that Hall of Fame mandolin that we did, we ordered that 2 years before it finally arrived, and that was part of that bottleneck. So to streamline that, they said, let's focus on our biggest things. One is the F5G was the #1, it's their signature, their kind of flagship mandolin. And then they had the Fern Master model, but to honor the July 9 100th anniversary of the 1923 Lloyd Loar mandolins, they said, let's revisit this. And they actually scanned the Lloyd Loar signed 1923, July 9, 1923 mandolin that they have in the Gibson vault. And they did all these resonance scanning. They did
3D scans.
3D scans. They just measured everything on that mandolin. Did the same thing with Ricky Skaggs' July 9 Lloyd Loar. And they said they discovered some things that they had changed over the years they didn't really realize they had done differently, and kind of retooled the 1923 reissue. So right now there are only the 2 models. Does that mean
that
will
was
be
the longest,
that was the longest
explanation?
Answer? Yes. There are only 2 models. I do think eventually they will start bringing some of those out, like the F9. It'll probably take a while because right now these are
Here's the deal.
very popular.
They don't need to reissue the F9. I think the F9 is a great mandolin, don't get me wrong. No, I'm thinking of the 7, sorry, the F7. The 9's cool. The 7, I don't think you're going to see that anymore. These new F5Gs are going to take over. Are you going to tune that?
Are you sure you're not talking about the F9?
You're right.
The F7 is the blocking
You're right.
short neck.
Yes, that's what I meant, the F9. So have you already talked about this? I missed everything that we're talking about.
First, I'm going to answer Greenfin because he donated $5 to ask this question. So, Tremolo, guys. Tremolo.
Oh.
All right, so tremolo is kind of a signature sound for mandolin. So how can you get get a smooth tremolo? And first green friend asked, was I just natural at it? The answer is absolutely not. My tremolo sound is so bad and it's so inconsistent. Because what happens is you're trying to get this really smooth sound, and your hand's doing the right motion, but the pick kind of gets stuck on the strings a little bit awkwardly. So two things to really help that. One, a very loose grip. When I'm playing solos, I completely go from my wrist planted on the mandolin. When I do tremolo, it's almost my full arm. So I kind of lock that wrist and just do this. I'm not trying to rotate my wrist that fast. My whole arm's almost like I'm shivering. But for sure, letting that pick kind of flex in your grip makes a big difference, because then it kind of glides across those strings. And the other thing is, try to give it a little bit of a forward angle, because that helps it glide across the string even more than if you're doing it flat. And then it's just about repetition. It's got to be such micro
We do have someone asking,
changes to your grip to get it any better. Angle? I don't change it for tremolo. I do change the way I move my arm, like when I'm doing solo. You can see my whole arm does a little bit more vibration when I'm doing the tremolo. My pick angle stays the same as it is, and finding a pick that has that bevel on the front and back, what do they call it, varnishing the pick, that helps a lot too, because you can see it just the attack on the string.
Varnishing is polishing, basically. By the way, this is the most boring Takeover Tuesday ever.
John, why don't you just go away? Green Fin Music asked about tremolo. This is about mandolins, and we're taking over the world. It's Gibson Day, guys. Happy Gibson Day. You can just leave, John. Nobody cares about you.
Kidding?
Yeah, go away.
Calm down.
Go.
Oh my gosh, he's mad.
Okay, guys, we're going to talk about the Gibsons that we had at IBMA World Bluegrass. Starting with the F5G. Do you have any more questions specifically to that?
It's crazy in here right now.
It is.
Like,
not
a lot of
specifically
people.
to that
John
one.
and
We do
Trevor
have
both looking
someone
around like there's a
asking-
zoo going on here.
Sorry, it is really
Focus
loud.
on me, guys. Right here. If this isn't in focus, Trent, you're fired.
Oh my goodness.
We do have someone asking if we have any guitars as well, but Gibson mandolins are the focus today.
But we're going to talk
We're
about some
talking about
guitars.
guitars.
That's
Yeah,
why John's
I'm
here. That's the only way.
But that's why it's
Just
Gibson
hush
Day.
until it's your turn. Yeah. Gibson Day. Finally, we get to release these new mandolins. One of the things that jumps out right to you right off the bat, the old F5Gs used to be just a chocolate brown on the back, which is, it looked really attractive, but it wasn't a burst at all. It was just kind of an even chocolate color to the back of it. Only had a burst on the front. They had the fretboard extension, flat fretboard, smaller fret wire, narrow nut. So most of the customizations we put on the Acoustic Shop, custom F5G, a wide nut, so a 1 3 32nds, a radius fretboard. This has a 14-inch radius, the larger fret wire. We had our scooped. We did the scooped extension.
Because it had the Florida extension.
Yeah, it had like the Florida extension there, which you're probably familiar with, which you'll see on the 1923 reissue. But they actually did this bird's beak, which is also very attractive. And it basically is for the same reason. Nobody ever really uses those frets. Maybe sometime back in the classical days
Somebody
they needed
does.
those frets.
Somebody does.
But most of the time you just hear this clicking sound with your pick because it's hitting
Be careful, that's an expensive mandolin you're doing that to.
But without that fretboard extension, you can just kind of play there. Pick can dig in without really hitting the fretboard extension. But those are the biggest upgrades on this. Another fantastic one, probably the best one, is it's about $600 less than their standard one, almost $1,500 less than what we were charging for the Acoustic Shop Custom, because we had to order all those custom changes. So you're getting what we were selling for about $1,500 less.
There's somebody that's already complaining about that online, and they're saying, hey, why is $6,000? Because it's actually pretty affordable for a USA built, especially Gibson mandolin. It's less than the other one with tons of upgrades.
With that name on it.
It's $1,500 less than our version. Yes.
We have a good question about the case. Will it be sold separately? They saw it at IBMA in Lubbock.
Oh, the case for
that
the
case. I don't think
reissue.
it will. I talked
No.
to Dave Harvey about that. For one thing,
I don't think so.
They don't have enough to keep up with their production right now. He told me that Gibson actually bought their own case company for this and a lot of their vintage electric guitars. Yes, it is worth asking about because this thing's gorgeous. If
Let's
you
check
were to
this
buy
out.
this, it probably costs about $1,000 for that case.
So, reissue of,
Replica reissue of the case itself.
you'll see you've got the scoring up here on top like the original cases were. Now they were actually leather, I think, covered, where I don't think these are. This one has all of our paperwork because this is actually already sold.
Yeah.
As is that F5G that you
break the
just
news to
showed.
everybody. There's only one F5G left. We have sold all these, including this 1923
So if you're
reissue.
wanting to get one, you better hurry up.
But the case alone, look at that thing. It's gorgeous, gorgeous case. They just knocked it out of the park. That looks almost identical to the original 1923 mandolin, the deluxe case. Now this did have an option of coming with an inexpensive shaped case back in 1923. It was kind of fun. We were over at George Gruen's, and he had one of the original sales flyers and that price list, and you could buy it with the deluxe case or without. It was like another $100 for this case, which the mandolin was $290, I think. So the case was a third of the price of the entire mandolin, which back in the 1920s, that was like $10,000 or more.
This mandolin here is absolutely incredible. We already have, this is packed and ready to go. We've done our inspection on it, and everything is ready to rock and roll out of the shop. Look at this.
Showing the case, it has all these really cool case candy things inside here. They just knocked it out with all this. They did,
your warranty card.
The warranty card is actually in this leatherette.
That's your warranty
actually,
card.
this is true leather.
Yeah.
But this is your serial number and all that with a photo of Lloyd Lohr on the left side there. And then they did a nice leather pick pouch. All these built by the family of one of the workers at the Gibson custom shop. They have a leather works shop, so there's all authentic leather tooled for Gibson.
Pick pouch, polish and cloth.
If we're gonna make this a limited edition, like a reissue, we're gonna go all out and make people feel like they are buying something very special here. I think they did a great job. And then you get to the mandolin, guys. Just gorgeous, beautiful red maple on the back and sides, red spruce top or Adirondack spruce top, all hand-rubbed varnish on this. Here's the fretboard extension we were talking about, traditional to like the 1923s. It's got the Waverly tuners on it with the pearl buttons. It does have the standard, the more vintage nut width, which is like 1 1/32. And then they did the flower pot again, much like the 1923. But the sound on it is so much closer to a real, true Lloyd Lohr mandolin than anything Gibson's put out, I think, in the last,
I agree,
100 years, I guess.
Here's the deal on this, guys. This one is already sold. We do have another one that will be arriving very shortly. We should be seeing that one. It's supposed to be here now.
It's supposed to be here on Gibson Day. But
yes, but it has not arrived. So we're supposed to have another one of those. So if you're looking for one, this is truly going to be a collector piece. Absolutely gorgeous mandolin. I think it's one of the nicest things that's been put out by Gibson yet. So this one has already sold, but we do have one more coming very shortly, and then we have some more on order as well. So if you're wanting to get one of these, best thing to do is to put in your pre-order now. Yep. Get that already secured, because once it is, it's secured underneath your name. So you'll be certain to have that exact mandolin. We have to repackage that. It's a little bit funny right now.
People online saying, "Oh, that's still a lot of money." It absolutely is a lot of money, but so is like a reissue. What are some of the electric guitars they're doing?
Yes, Janelle.
We have a question about banjos. How is the banjo scene at IBMA? Were there any new builders or models from established brands that stood out to you?
So nothing that I saw that was new. Pruka is there, great banjos, is not able to build enough banjos for us to be able to stock them yet. He wants to be able to put those into his list. We did pick up Bourgeois mandolins and banjos, so we will be getting some of those in stock very shortly as well.
Chappick?
Yeah, Chappick is eventually going to get us some banjos, not able to get us mandolins, so that'd be another one that we'll be probably adding to the list in here as well. So there are new banjos,
the Bullets was the first one I've
that
seen
was
there,
tough.
So.
Yeah.
Continuing on the banjo trend, any chance Gibson jumps back onto the banjo market in the next couple
So we
of years?
talked to them a little bit at, we've actually got the really good connections with the marketing department in there. As you can tell, we've done a lot of marketing on these instruments, and we're real excited about them. But they do have that on their back burner. It is something that they are planning on doing something with. It is going to be a while till that is capable. So.
Again, when we're talking about that big piece of pie, and we talked about how small the mandolin slice of it was, the banjo is even smaller, but still legacy instrument like the RB250s and the Earl Scruggs models. You can't beat those.
So I don't know if this is one of the ones that is sold yet.
That is the only one that's still available over there, so we're going to save that one for last.
You know that? All
Again,
right.
an F5G mandolin. This one is sold to our buddy Brian down in Branson.
Fantastic.
I think it's tuned about a half step short, but
just a quarter step. All right, so this is our last, I'm gonna cut this one open. This is our last F5G. This has just got turned on to the website. So again, if you're interested, you can pick this one up as well. And then we do have more on order. So again, I think a smart move is to get these on pre-order and get yourself into one, because we're already seeing that they're very consistent. They're going to be very high quality mandolins.
We had the F9s. What's the F9? We were being asked about that earlier. It is kind of a, it was their entry level. So it was a full satin finish. It only had like some basic dots on the inlay, no burst on the back. It did have a binding on the top, but very, very entry kind of low. It was Gibson's entry into the market. And our custom version of that was selling for $250 less than the new upgraded F5G. So we actually had one more F9 still on order. We had them cancel that and move it into this, because just for the price difference, it makes so much more sense to get this F5G. The upgrades are just incredible, and the playability and tone is just...
For market awareness too, I was looking up Collings entry-level MF is $6,300. So this falls in $6,399, $400 less, full gloss finish, Gibson mandolin, with a lot more appointments than what the Collings MF is, so it doesn't have the wide nut or any of those specs. Yes, Janelle?
When do you anticipate more Bourgeois F styles?
That is a great question. James, if you're watching, Chris, if you're watching, Jeff, if you're watching, any of you guys at Bourgeois watching, get me some more mandolins. I've got them. They're telling me any day. They're going to try to get more of them done very shortly. So that'll be our next run. This one is our next one. Look at that.
Now this one is available for purchase right now. It is the only one on our website that you can buy. You can either call the shop at 417-720-1223, or this is available on the site. These are nitrocellulose finish on these. Again, compared to other U.S. builders, we're huge fans of Weber mandolins. Those start at about 6,000 and go up from there. We got the new Elias mandolin, which I love, building great mandolin. It's about 10,000. So mandolin, obviously the market is very expensive. When you're asking about the Bourgeois, a great option for an import mandolin built by Eastman at Dana Bourgeois' specs.
Look at that top. Fantastic top. This one, I will say the action is a little bit high on this. Again, we will be doing factory spec setups on every one of the ones that come in here. As you see now, we're putting the tone suppressors on the inside of these, so we're going to be putting those on all the mandolins. We even put one on the 23. Again, if he wants to remove those, can, but I'd rather him have it if he's going to play it either way. And yeah, fantastic. So this one, serial number, last four digits, 1012. I guess it's 11012 with probably 5 digits. Is available. Fantastic looking and sounding mandolin.
That one's not available.
It's
this one that's available.
All right.
The 23022.
All right, that's the one that's available.
The boxes were mixed up. So
How does the F5G compare to some of the new expensive Northfields?
Say that one more time.
How does the F5G compare to some of the new expensive Northfields?
So, again, this is hard for us to compare the Northfields. They're fantastic. Northfields are great instruments, but I will say they're a different breed of instrument. They are an import, finished up in the U.S. I would have said that they were one of the better valuable mandolins in the high end, but geez, guys, this is a Gibson mandolin with the best tone that we have heard from any of the Gibsons as of yet, and at a price point at $59.99, that's $1,000 more than a Big Mon.
And some of the confusion, I think, with the Northfields, they are a U.S. company, but they have a hybrid model where they do some of the manufacturing here in the States, then send it over to, I think it is China, have the rest of the finished work done, sent back over for the full setup and finalized stages. So it's kind of a hybrid model, where this, again, is built entirely in Nashville, Tennessee at the Gibson Custom shop out there.
I'd compare the Northfields more to the Bourgeois mandolins if it were me. But go ahead.
Are we going to have a Jeremy January Mandolin Monday reveal for Jeremy's mandolin book?
I hope so. I haven't heard anything about it, so who knows?
Tex, that's you. I know it's you, Tex.
Hey, I'm excited to have it. I'm starting to feel like maybe they pulled a prank on me, even though I already got paid for it, so the joke's on them. Yeah, so this one is available, guys. This ends in 23022, and it is on the website right now. A gorgeous instrument that sounds incredible, and I'm bummed. We had more on order, but they didn't arrive on Gibson Day. But how cool is this? We've already sold 2 of the F5Gs, 3 of them. Three F5Gs, and we got the 1923 reissue sold. So all those sold on the first day of release. Some of those orders were taken at IBMA, but very cool. And then one of those available, guys. We got the last one available, and then who knows when we'll get the next batch in. We do have them kind of spaced out. We got a few supposed to be arriving in October, November, December, January. We booked them out for the next 6 months, basically.
I fully believe that these mandolins, if they don't sell, the last one sells today. It will be within the next day. I know that there's a couple of places that have got them, a few of them, but it is very slim pickings right now. Obviously, we do free shipping. We have up to 48 months of financing available, and you can find that on our website. And we even have up to 12 months of 0% interest financing available right now. So you can run these as finances right now. They're just fantastic mandolins. I think they're super, super impressed.
I'm going
with
out on
them.
a limb and thinking these are going to be a huge hit. Because
I
in the price
absolutely
range
believe it.
for a U.S. built mandolin, there's just nothing that competes, and it's the Gibson brand. So
Yeah.
I can't beat that. John, guitars, we talked about some of them last week when you were out. What do we have that's cool that we should talk about? We talked about some on, well, we already sold the Preston Thompson. That's on its way to
that one's
Canada
already
right now.
on its way.
So the very cool sepia finish guitar is gone.
Absolutely.
You said there's a
some
Gallagher.
great stuff in here right now. There's a Gallagher next door. One of the new Josh Wrinkle models is here. Stuff I want to cover that we didn't talk about too much. A BG42 GM. This is the top Boucher level guitar. This is a is it Honduran mahogany? Let me remember here. It is South American mahogany now. Okay, I'll go with that. Done in a gold pack. This is actually the GM. It's a master pack with gold. So you have a master grade Adirondack spruce top, mahogany back sides, 1 3/4 inch nut width. I think this one's too low.
It's like the casino guitars, Frank. Somebody's pranking you all the way down here. Close.
So that's in. We had a BG52 that was just the standard Indian rosewood, and then we got in a BG152, which is a Grand Reserve gold master pack. So this again, master grade top, gold pack, but this is the Grand Reserve Madagascar back and sides. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This was out of Robin's personal collection, so that's why it's the Grand Reserve. Fantastic guitar, built specifically again for IBMA to kind of show off their stuff.
It's huge.
Both of these are going to have the nickel hardware, more like the way Jake Workman did those, so that's kind of cool. Also just came in the Double Coupe. This is designed to be the most comfortable playing guitar. Yes, go ahead, Janelle.
First thing, I guess that first one was Brazilian mahogany.
Brazilian. They're saying South American now, but I think it is Brazilian mahogany.
And then somebody's asking, can you talk about your gig in Rogers coming up?
Rogersville. We're playing in Rogersville on Saturday. I don't know a ton about it. In fact, my wife is asking me, Jeremy.
Horses for Hope.
Horses for Hope.
It's a charity fundraiser for Horses for Hope, which uses horses to kind of help rehabilitate people and for, I guess,
What time do we
post-traumatic
play?
stress.
Do you know?
I think we play at 7. I think it's a 3 o'clock. Let me look at all this. Okay. The Chapmans are scheduled for 6:30 to 7:30. The event goes from 3 to 7:30, I think. So I think we're last, but there's a number of bands there. There's going to be barbecue, some food, and it's, like I said, a fundraiser for Horses of Hope. It's going to be a great time out there. We don't get to play around this area very much, so we're kind of looking forward to that. But
that'll be a whole bunch of
I
fun. Come
imagine
and
there'll
join
be
us.
horses there too.
Absolutely. And then I've got right now the Bourgeois Coupe. Now this guitar is really cool. Alcoa, custom built, gorgeous top on this, sides and back. The cool thing about the 00 Coupe is it's designed to be a comfortable playing guitar. It's a short scale 00, even shorter than normal, and with a body joint, it's a 12 fret on a 14 fret body, so it even scoots everything in a little bit more, moves that brace down there.
At the 12th fret? Somebody's asking what's at the 13th/12th fret.
There is just some dot inlays right there at the 12th fret, and that's where the body joins the guitar right there. I believe that's the only thing that I see. These are great guitars for comfort, and this is literally what it's designed for. If you look, my body is not in a stretched out mode. It is in a very comfortable,
Like a mandolin.
yeah. Yet it sounds really big. And it's become a real popular model for them. So Alcoa, picked by Dana, absolutely stunning guitar, just came in. And then another great one we just got in from Bourgeois. I'm taking all these clips off and collecting them all here. Is the Panama Red. Very popular guitar for Bourgeois. This is Panama Rosewood with the aged top, Adirondack spruce top, aged bracing. But this one's customized in that it has banjo killer bracing. Again, double scallop bracing. We need to get somebody in here with a tuner.
Staff is falling down on the tuning game. I'm gonna have to get out and do a lesson here, but for Gibson Day, let's do some kind of tune. What should we do? Guys, if you are interested in this mandolin, it probably will not last today or tomorrow. I'm betting it will sell. But gorgeous mandolin, we're gonna play a tune on it right now. We're gonna do like
Tennessee Blues.
That's East Tennessee blues.
That's what he meant. Gibson Day, lots and lots of cool stuff still coming.
Stay tuned for Gibson Week.
Yeah.
It's a whole week
There's
celebration.
a whole bunch more
We've had to wait a long time
in-depth
for
reviews
these.
on all these new mandolins and all kinds of great stuff. Has everybody seen the new documentary on the Bill Monroe mandolin? If you have not seen that, you need to check that one out. That is super,
Yes,
super
the media
cool.
team knocked that one out of the park. We got to sit down with George Gruen, David Harvey, CJ Lewandowski, a whole bunch of people talking about the impact that Bill Monroe's F5, the 1923 July 9 F5 had. And George Gruen went as far as to say, bluegrass music may not have existed had Monroe not stumbled upon that mandolin. And the timing, it's such a cool story where, you have to watch the documentary, but Lloyd Loar and Gibson really tried to put this new, like, the hot rod mandolin out on the market right as the mandolin market crashed. Like the mandolin orchestras just kind of disappeared right when this release happened. So it took about 23 years later before Bill Monroe discovered that one sitting in a barbershop window and completely changed the way he played and approached the mandolin. And like George, I totally agreed with him. The entire genre of bluegrass in our store and all the touch points along history would not have existed were it not for Monroe finding that mandolin. So watch that documentary if you get a chance. It's on our YouTube channel, and it's called The World's Most Famous Mandolin, and it is definitely worth checking out.
Yep. Well, you got to go catch some lessons. I'll hang with you for a little while longer. Are there any more questions? Janelle.
We did have a suggestion earlier. Let me scroll back a little bit. Play some New Riders of the Purple Sage. No?
What?
Can't help you with that one.
I don't know what it is.
There you go. This is a good
Play some
mandolin.
Ghost Riders in the Sky. All right, guys. Thanks for being here for Takeover Tuesday. I've got to go do a mandolin lesson right now.
He always does this. He
We
leaves early.
schedule it, and then
every
you
time.
show up late, and then I'm already 10 minutes
You
late.
should have
for my
done your
lesson.
thing. Be gone with
Why don't you go get some lunch, John?
There's a bunch of other cool stuff in here, by the way. I just want to cover real quick. We do have Touchstone Country Boys in stock. I have a Dreadnought, just made it onto the website, as well as an OM. Somewhere is the OM? Oh, it's in the back. That is going to be the Touchstone Country Boys, back in stock.
Jeremy,
have those.
have you
I had
already
somebody
taken
who
my
just asked me today about this guitar. No, where's the Generation at? It's somewhere. Oh, right down here. Fantastic sounding guitar. I love that, and it's a great price. Yeah, you need to pick that one up. What do you got,
We
Jerry?
have a
You gonna
question
say
for
something?
Jeremy before
Oh,
he
Jeremy's
gets
got
off.
an answer for us.
With it being Gibson Takeover Tuesday, what's the best Gibson mandolin you have ever played or owned?
Best Gibson mandolin I have ever played or owned. I gotta say the new Hall of Fame Monroe is one of the best. I really love my Sam Bush. That's the one I own. I'm a huge fan of that. These ones, honestly, both the F5G and the 1923 blew me away when we did our reviews on those. I know that sounds contrived because we're selling them, they're new, but I think they're a huge step up. And I gotta say, David Harvey's been putting out some of the best mandolins that I've ever heard. But probably the best one I played, and it's been a long time, at Starvey Creek, and I can't remember the gentleman's name, but a fellow was there that had an original 1923 Lloyd Loar that he just never really played, and it was in pristine condition. And I got to play that thing for about 4 hours, and I swear while I was playing it, I could just feel it like opening up and getting to be better and better and better. And it turned out, it was like just the most balanced mandolin I think I've ever played. And it was a July 9, 1923 Lloyd Loar. So that was probably my best, but there's been a few along the way too. So good question, thank you. Is that it? All right. Thank you guys so much. Goodbye.
There you go. So many cool guitars coming. By the way, there's an Eastman shipment that is on its way. Going to have some first-time instruments that we've never seen before. Again, if you have not yet done so, call the shop, 417-720-1223. This is the last of our 5 Gibson mandolins. I do have more coming, so if this one sells, give us a call and we can put you on the next list. From what I've been told, we should be about 2 weeks out. We should see 2 more of the F5G, 2 to 3 weeks more, and I should be seeing any day 1 more of the 23 reissue mandolins. Guys, seriously, that is one of the greatest mandolins I have heard or seen yet. I think it is absolutely worth it. I know that's expensive, but there are so many expensive mandolins out on the market right now, and that's just one of them. So, yes, Janelle?
We have a couple more song suggestions, see if you know any of them. We have Bluegrass Stomp.
Isn't that, That's all I know right there. I think that's Bluegrass Stomp. I'm making it up as I go. So there you go. There's one to hit off the list. What do you got for me next?
I'm trying to see. There's a comment on here that is a paid comment. It's not letting me see it, so I'm trying to get on. Okay. I think I'm on. Yep. Okay.
That's how it works. If you put a paid comment in here, we pay attention to it. Otherwise, you get ignored.
How much
just
value
kidding.
of Eastman E-Series guitars would I have to trade in to get that Grand Reserve Boucher?
How many? What of E-Series guitars? How many?
Already put it away.
Sorry.
How much value of Eastman E-Series guitars would
It
I
all
have to trade in?
depends. It's going to be a few. It's actually not as bad as you would think. For Madagascar, it is priced pretty darn well. $85.99 for the Grand Reserve. So again, this is pretty well top of the line Madagascar choice. Now again, the cool thing about the Bouchers is they have now switched to their new molds, and I got to tell you, these both are guitars that fell out of there. It was the 52 we just had, and then as well as that, I played a new prototype for another guitar that sounded fantastic, all from the new molds, and they are absolutely sold on those. So there's some tweaks that they've been doing to kind of make those a little bit better. Great sounding guitars, absolutely. Yes, Janelle.
Have you ever played Stonebridge / Fir? Wait, oh, it moved on me.
Firk guitars. Originally, they were listed as Stonebridge guitars. I'm assuming that's what you're going at. I never played any of the ones while they were listed as Stonebridge, but obviously we carry a lot of Firk guitars. They kind of changed those and just went with the actual owner / founder of the company. Peter Firk is his name, and you guys, a lot of people get confused with that. Spelled F-U-R-C-H. But it is actually Firk, not Furch. And again, there was a time when they marketed them in the U.S. as Stonebridge guitars. Great guitars, but now they're all listed as Firk. Yes, Janelle?
I would love to pre-order a mandolin from you guys in the future. Do you ship to the UK?
We can get some of that stuff done. I know we've been shipping stuff. We just shipped to Canada. There is possibilities of getting that done. We would have to kind of look into all the details and shipping costs and all that. But yes, it can be done. So yeah, give us a call, give us some address, and we can get that done for you. I think I just saw a bunch of reviews on these new mandolins, and that's one of the big issues is, as of right now, I don't think they have shipped any of them to Europe at all. So there's people looking for them in Europe, especially that 23 reissue. If you're wanting to do that, give us a call. We'll try to figure out what we can do and make that happen, or at least an email. Always send one of those, and there's lots of links all over the website, theacousticshop.com. That's shop with 2 P's and an E, as well as check us out at, give us a call, 417-720-1223. Right, Trent? Right. Trent's waking up here. Trent just got himself, he moved out his desk today, and I saw he's got him a stand-up desk, and I think he's wearing out. He's wore out from standing up all day. And how's that working for you, Trent?
Breaking in the calves.
Breaking in the calves. Is there a reason why you decided to go with a stand-up desk?
Just sits higher.
Just sits higher? Change it up? Yeah. I was going to repeat it for him, but yeah. He's a new man now, got the stand-up going on. So, yeah. Good job with that. I wouldn't do it, but I stand most of the day anyway. Next question, Janelle.
Do we have any Hold Rush mandolins in stock?
So there are no more Gold Rush. If you missed the first half of this, there are only 2 variations of the Gibson mandolins being built right now. Gold Rush is no longer being built, at least for the time being. I think it's going to be quite a while, and I honestly think it's a smart move. Like Jeremy said, scaling down to 2 models that they can readily stay in and build on a consecutive basis is going to probably help in seeing more of these, especially since they have lowered the price points of both of these mandolins. I know that everybody's talking about the 23 issue coming in at $19,999, almost $20,000, but that is almost $2,000 less than the Fern Master model varnish that was here 2 years ago. So they brought both prices down. I have a feeling they're going to be able to keep up with them a whole lot better, and you guys are going to see more mandolins. So no Gold Rush, no Doyle Lawson, no F7, no F9. None of those are going to be available, at least for the time being, no Sam Bush models, until some later date at which they decide to go ahead and do so. But as of right now, these are the only 2 production Gibson mandolins available. The new and improved F5G, which again, so many upgrades. Sunburst all the way through, back and sides, wide nut, scalloped off extension, so no longer has an extension, pearl nut, banjo fret wire instead of mandolin fret wire, so longer lasting, and just looks great. New red, they're calling it a dark burst. I like the new color. Next.
Don't have any more questions.
Okay.
We did have a suggestion for more guitar.
All right.
So if you want to play
more
a little
guitar. All right, we can do that. I'll put this mandolin away. There are a couple other things that I was going to talk about real quick and cover. It's that one right there. I'm going to put these down on the ground so Corey doesn't accidentally knock them over. Don't do it, Corey. Don't do it.
I will.
I will, he says. All right, a couple other guitars that I did want to show you guys that did come in. Like I
I do
said,
have a question now.
go ahead.
Are Gibson going to do custom orders still?
There's talk of it, but they will be based on these 2 models. So they will have slight modifications and a build to own or build to suit option, but they will be based on these 2. So it will be with slight changes. It's not, again, custom. Yeah, you're not going to be able to build an F7, I don't think, out of that. So we'll see. But as of right now, again, these are the only 2. They're still trying to figure it out. This is a guitar I want to talk about. This is the Monster. We got it on our website. This is the first exclusive custom shop guitar from Bedell that we got in. This is a exclusive to the Acoustic Shop. It is an 1 3/4 nut width Evo fret wire, the light aged toner on an Adirondack spruce top. This sounds great, and this piece of figured Indian rosewood is incredible. Again, I'm actually in the midst of sourcing some pickguards that are also going to be available on these very shortly. So if you decide to get one now, we'll let you know about the new pickguards as soon as those come in. But I'm working on that right now, some material that I like a lot. And again, those will be exclusive to the Acoustic Shop. But this is available, and then we have the new 1964, basically the same guitar in a mahogany. This guitar is, again, light aged toner on an Adirondack spruce top, 1 3/4 nut width. This has the Evo fret wire as well. And then in this case, instead of the brass logo, it'll have the pearl logo, which we just like it a lot compared to the, not that I have a problem with the brass logo, I just like the pearl logo a little bit better. And that's what we changed on those. So those are exclusive to the shop. I had somebody call about this today, and he's like, I just think this is the greatest guitar, but he didn't pull the trigger on it, which this is a Fireside limited edition Adirondack spruce top, gorgeous inlay. Look at this yellowed pearl all the way around. It's yellow. I love this corner inlay. They actually scallop the frets away to get the inlay in there, and also the same on the front. Beautiful Brazilian rosewood, chocolate Brazilian back and sides on this. Isn't that gorgeous? And again, the best part about this guitar is it's a limited edition guitar. At I think there's either 5 or 6 of these guitars being built, and that's it. And the price point on this for papered legal Brazilian, $89.99. So that's a pretty substantial savings for Brazilian. I just got in a Bahia too. Where did that one go? Right here, an OM. This just came in. OM Bahia. This is the older spec. In that it has the rope binding. They just changed this up this year. So we had one of the new Bahias in this new model, but this is, again, Adirondack spruce top. This one is not tonered. This is going to be the natural Addy top. Brazilian rosewood back and sides. Now here's what's crazy about this one. This guitar is not going to last either. $52.99 Brazilian rosewood Adirondack spruce top. You're taking advantage of the fact that they had a guitar built in the old spec, so you're getting a really, really good deal on that. Again, legal papered Brazilian available right now. Yes, Janelle?
What do you think is the best company for replacement pickguards?
It all depends. My favorite guard material out there is by Mario Pru. It's called Tortoloid. I love this stuff. We usually stock it. I'm going to get some more from him. Mario's had some issues that have come up with some family health issues and such, and I think he's a great guy. He wants to get back into the workshop and building some more. We're going to get those. That's what I'm going to use on here. The thing I like about Tortoloid is it is very thin, very flexible, easy to work with, easy to shape, and you can almost see through it. There's transparency to it, so it's not going to deaden the string or deaden the guitar. I have a big issue with a lot of thicker pickguards. I know they're beveled, and people love the feel of that rounded bevel. But I'd rather it be slightly beveled and not as thick, and because that material does dampen the top. Again, one of the things people love about the Bedels is the fact that there is no guard and that doesn't restrict the top at all. And I still think it looks a little funny, so I'm going to go with that tortilloid material.
And quickly saw your pick video. Any quick thought on that subject?
Picks. Jeremy likes still to this day likes the Blue Chip CT55. He's also been using the Darth Tone from Tone Slab, which I believe is the 1.3 in the tri-points. We have those. Those are going to be the ones. If you're looking for a full point, it will have our logo on them. And again, it's exclusive to the shop. Those are that's the only way you can get that pick. I like the 3 rounded. It's actually the same gauge. We both share the same gauge, but I like 3 rounded. It's the same size. I think it gives me a little bit more warm tone and not dig in quite as much. I personally like the original Tone Slab material the best. I have been playing the Darth Tones quite a bit. Honestly, haven't played my my Blue Chip in quite a long time. I need to find that again and get back to what I think. But there was a little bit extra punch and attack that I really, really liked with the Tone Slabs, and I kind of got stuck on that. So there you go. Those are my favorites.
3.0?
3, what is it? It is the 1.3. It's the 1.3. Is that what you mean? Gauge? I believe so. It's a 1.3 is the thickness of the ones that we are getting in the Tone Slabs. 1.3, and again, it's the large. Both me and Jeremy are using what do they call it? Tri-XL size from Tone Slab. That's both of us are using that same size. So there you go. Great picks. Those are my ones for those. Again, we got in so many other guitars that is worth talking about, but I can't think of them right now. And there's more coming. We just opened up 2 more Atkin guitars. That J43 almost sold today, heavily aged. I played the D37. Also great in 1 3/4 inch. Just put it in a custom. Here's what's been crazy today. I think we've done 3 or 4 custom order guitars just today alone. I know we put in a Boucher order. We put in an Atkin order of a pre-order, and then one other thing that was a pre-order, and I can't remember what it was. But we're doing quite a bit of that stuff too. So if you're wanting to do a custom guitar, give us a call. We love doing it. It's one of my favorites. And now the guys are getting really good at it too, which is kind of bumming me out because I love doing this, and now they're stealing all my stuff, which is working with you guys on custom guitars. It's kind of a bummer, but I guess if that's the way it's got to be, it's the way it's got to be. What's really cool, if you have not yet checked out on the website, check out the virtual consults. I did one of those today. It was a whole bunch of fun. We get online, camera visits. If you can't be here at the shop, it's awesome. We can demo guitars. Corey had one as well today. He sold his guitar. Today it was, I think, a beautiful E20 OM. So congratulations on that. And then I talked to a fellow today about a custom ordered Atkin OM. So that was also a lot of fun. So yeah, there you go. More guitars, more mandolins on their way. Seriously, guys, grab up these Gibson mandolins. We're down to 1. That's all we have left for right now, but we are taking pre-orders, and I promise you we will be seeing more of these before anybody else does. I know I've got more F5Gs on their way, as well as more of the 1923 reissues. That one, I don't know where it is. It was supposed to be here right now. It's not. So that tells me it's going to be here shortly. And then I think in about 3 weeks, we should have another couple of F5Gs. And again, I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but that price point is pretty amazing for a Gibson mandolin. I think that is probably one of the best buys in an American-built mandolin out there right now. It's just, they're fantastic. So, anything else before we get out of here, Janelle?
I don't think we have any more questions.
All right, yay. Hey, tomorrow is Shop Talk. I'm betting if we still have mandolins left, Jeremy will be playing one of those. And then I will be playing something cool in here too. If you got any requests, start putting those in too right now. I think there's a listing for Shop Talk. You can check it out and put in your requests right now, as well as the instruments you'd like to see. And yeah, and then Thursday, New Guitar Thursday, I know there's more stuff coming, and we'll be talking about that stuff as well. So until then,